Yo, I'll say it. I'll say it right now. I'm kind of like, it's weird. It's like this coronavirus shit. It's like there's like fear in me and then like anxiety, but there's also like just this weird excitement. It's kind of like here's the fucking big thing that's going to happen this year, and it's just going to. There's like nothing is even going to come close to this. So in a current event type thing, and it's just I can't stop thinking about it. I just click, look at Twitters and stuff, and then I got a bunch of subs that I go into and stuff, and get their view on things. But this is fucking nuts. So I did a video about, was it even not even a week ago, saying that people were going to rush stores? Yeah, they did rush the stores, and so all these pictures I got here are just from if you just Google in Costco and coronavirus and then click on the image tab, that's all this shit came from here. Now some of these are from like Hawaii. I think there's a couple from Australia, but most of these are on, these are like just they're west coast, so it's like Washington, California, stuff like that. And just I, I told people, well, I mean, everybody's say just don't panic, but then when it comes time down to it, people buy stupid shit. It's dumb people doing stupid shit is what's going to make this, whole outbreak, whatever the hell you're going to call it, more like goofy than it needs to be. The markets went to ape shit. Um, I remember before I did the video, that was before Trump talked about it. So when Trump came in that Wednesday, what was it, like 6:30 or whatever, he says they're going to use containment. Containment's the key to try to keep this thing under control. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, no, the containment's gone. The containment was very valuable to give us a lot more time. If the China had not done anything, if no one else had, did travel bans or anything at all, we would already been inundated. Like the entire world would have been inundated with this shit. But by the time you got up there and say containment was already gone. Because you got, I think it's as of right now, 7 cases in the wild. So they don't have unknown origin, and this is on, I think most of them are in Washington. There's a couple of them in California. Rumors about New Jersey, rumors about Illinois. These, by the time these people come in and they're sick, and they actually are getting a test from the CDC, because the CDC wasn't giving out very many tests. The numbers I heard was like something like 500 or something like that. There's been 30,000 tests in South Korea. They haven't tested it aggressively enough. They were having a big, huge numbers for people that were people of interest, basically. So they might have been, it's like 12,000, and I think 8,700 of those were in California. These would be people, they would have been, somehow they've linked to someone else who had it. So it might have been a care worker who took care of somebody, maybe from the Diamond Princess. Well, then she would be a person of interest, her family would be a person of interest. That's how you get that 12,000 number. But they weren't testing enough. And so now we're actually getting people who are sick enough that are getting the test. There's up to 7, but more people are going to have it than that. As far as the numbers go, it's something like 80% have what's considered, mild symptoms. It'll be like the flu. It ain't mild. Flu fucking sucks. But there's only like 20 of them that need to be 20% need to be hospitalized, and then there's like something like a decent amount of those will have complications. So out of that 7 that said, "Yo, I'm freaking rough," and so they went in and they get the hospital and they finally get the check or whatever. So there's a lot more people out there that have it. And since you don't really know what the fuck's going on, you're going to lead to this panic shopping. And so I think for Hawaii and Minnesota, those were state governments that told people to go out and buy a 14-day supply. They absolutely told that. That has not happened at the national level yet. It's going to happen. So then they, particularly with Hawaii, they rush the stores because, I mean, if you get, distribution troubles, imagine Hawaii with distribution troubles. I mean, they're far off. It would be nuts. Let's just take a look at this lady here. I mean, let's just count the toilet paper. These are 30 packs. So you've got 60 here, and you've got 60 down there. So you're looking at 120 rolls of toilet paper just in this lady's cart. I mean, I don't know what the hell she's planning. I mean, she's going to go roll some houses, I guess. I don't freaking know what you're going to do. Lysol, towels, roll towels, I guess, to wipe the Lysol on. Some this looks like one thing of water. Maybe the lady behind her's neck is related, and she has more water. Um, as far as the water is concerned, if you have a reliable water source, you know, just at your home, whether it be well or even like a city water, you don't need to be buying a bunch of water. We're not going to lose. This isn't a zombie apocalypse. We're not going to freaking lose power or whatever. I mean, this isn't like a something like a tornado, or the wildfires that happen in California, or the hurricanes. Or even the snow, because the snow will pack up on the lines. That's going to be a power loss situation. So that's when you would need to get water. I mean, if you really think you needed to. Looks like she's got like a box too. That's the empty box to help pack all that shit out. Okay, so let's take a next picture. I don't trust this particular picture. This just looks like a new set to me. For there to be nothing at all and the shelves be clean. I don't know if that's... well, no, it says toilet rolls. Maybe freaking just buy all the toilet rolls. Not one toilet roll left at this Costco. Look at this shit. This is dude. The only time... No, I've never seen numbers like that at my store. I don't work at Costco. I've never seen numbers like that. The only time I've seen numbers of lines that high was when we would have... back when we did Ticketmaster, and there would be a big line for a concert. And another thing, this would be over 15 years ago. I think there was a flu rush, and the vaccine was late or something like that. Like all of the old folks' homes in town showed up, and we had lines going most of those, most shopping centers have like a kind of an L format, so you'd have two big shopping centers, and so they went all the way down, and then it went around to the L. And then I remember that somebody, some elderly person actually died in line because it was like 5 a.m. It was cold, and they died from the cold just to try to get their flu shot. But this is freaking nuts, man. All right. Toilet rolls. I see it blurred out now. Now, I was going to say, oh, there's no way, but if it's toilet paper and then that lady bought it like that, yeah. Holy shit. It's like freaking... Well, I mean, Costco's big anyway, but look at that shit. It just goes all the way down. There's hundreds of people here, and this is what you do not want. Let's go back and talk about what's going to happen now that quarantine and containment can't be done. Now that we're going to move on to what's called a mitigation phase. And so you're going to not want to have a bunch of people getting together. You want to try to stay home as much as you can. That doesn't mean you're forced or locked into your house. They might ask you to voluntarily, if you test positive or if you're sick, they're going to ask you to voluntarily stay at home. And they'll give you a time limit, I guess. Whoever they is, I don't know if it's a doctor or some kind of official, whatever. But this right here is, if this one person has the damn shit, and they won't even know yet. It takes a while for these systems to show up. Sometimes like about 14 days. Is that all of these people could be, compromised or whatever it is. It's like, we're fucked. We're fucked. I'm expecting to probably get it. I had the swine flu, H1N1. I had that shit back in the day. And I think I caught that shit in spring or summer, somewhere in there. It wasn't during the regular flu season because H1 was particularly infectious and it just kept going on. This is going to be the same way here. But this looks nuts. There's no face mask. I would say already, I mean, I live in Georgia. There already are shortages. You're not going to get a damn face mask. And on top of that, I think you need the N95 with the little, it's like a little respirator, little bubble thing, little dot thing in front. I have some face masks. I went down and looked at them. It says 3M 8000. That shit's for like, I got them for construction shit and stuff like that. It's not going to be able to do this. Now, word on the street, I mean, a lot of people saying this shit's airborne, but I think it is mainly droplet based, and so, and it's going to be in your lip node. So even if you covered up your face, your actual eyes, like if you touched your eyes, you could infect yourself that way if it's on your hands. Whether these face masks are really worth a fuck, I mean, I doubt it. Never mind that you don't want to get them wet, and if this shit sits on the surface for 9 days, maybe you sucked it up to your mask. It's on the front side of your mask. You go to touch your mask with your bare hand, you might give you. It's just freaking. You'd have to desanitize your mask, or you'd need 9 masks to rotate through, one for each day. And just wearing that shit out in the yard drives me nuts. So I don't see how people will just wear the crap all the time. Yeah, but I see this, I'm like, yep, add this shit. I figured that's pretty good right there. Because people are going to call you. They're going to call you at the dang stores. Yo, got any face mask? That's the only kind of mask I wear. No, we ain't got that shit. We ain't got that shit. Never going to have it. If we do, maybe we'd have to bring it out there. Or just let's throw the freaking box out there. You don't need to stock it on the shelf. Just throw it out there. People will just jump at it like a freaking pinata being busted. I see. Just like maybe that's Domino sugar. The Costco has a warehouse format, kind of like Cub Foods used to have in the southeast. That's Hawaii. I mean, look at this. This is just like the back speedway or side speedway. This just looks like just slammed with people grabbing waters and stuff. Right out of the bays, right out of the damn bays. This is the United States. It has an Asian girl in front, but it has the United States right here, right? And then this right here, I think it's rubbing alcohol, because that'll be disinfected too. So maybe if your hand sanitizer's out, you could just pour alcohol and everything. It's fucking crazy. And then there's just shit tons of people in the back. This I know is from Hawaii, and I think this was before the store opened. Everybody just got all the carts in the freaking lot. It looks like they knew it was gonna be bad. Just stack out a shit ton of carts there, and they're just waiting to get in. They're waiting to gank. This guy's like, God damn it, when's the store open yet? There's no face mask here because I don't think there's any cases in Hawaii at all. This all happened from when the Hawaii's government said, go get your shit. It's just a guy getting a bunch of water. I'm not sure what that is right there. Is that tape? He's gonna tape his house up. Looks like he's looking sad on the roll. He's just got 9 roll on the water. It's looking rough, dude. Look at them cans of beans, man. Get the big beans. I see fruit. Big fruit packs in the back. Is that it? Oh, I didn't have that picture of There was one picture, I don't think it saved right. It was like this. It was like this giant guy, and he was in a mop cart, and he had like it was solid toilet paper packed out in the mop cart. There's these things called. It's basically a bidet. It's a bidet attachment. You can just put that shit on any toilet pretty much. And takes about 15 minutes to put that dang thing in. Hello Tushy's what I use. Dude, those things are like life changers. Once you go bidet, you don't want to go back. He's like, man, I got to go home to take a poop because I got to have that glory. I got to have that water squirts. Maybe think about getting one of those if toilet paper becomes like this thing that's really hard to come by. There's no reason to buy freaking 120 rolls of toilet paper, man. So if you're going to buy 120 rolls of toilet paper, that means you're going to, how would you run through maybe a family would run through a roll a day. So you're going to spend about 3 months? 4 months. Yeah. 3 or 4 months just at the house, just on your toilet paper. What about the food? There was hardly any dry beans or anything like that in there. All of this dumb shit here is going to be in your neighborhood sooner or later. So if you haven't got stuff, just go get it. Don't buy what you damn need. Don't get the 120 roll. Whatever the hell amount of this water is also goofy. Especially if he just has tap water. Just freaking drink the tap water, man. You don't need the freaking super alkaline, Ubers, Dubers, fanciest waters. You gotta get that clubbing water. You don't need to buy cases and cases of that shit. It's just silly. You want to try to get ahead of this stuff because this is a matter of too late. They still had plenty of stock to buy besides the toilet paper, but it's just too late. You're helping a lot of us professional grocers if you just go out and get it early. We need to have this shit staggered as opposed to like getting a giant fuck apocalypse that can't handle it all at 1 second. If this shit staggered out, we can supply the demand. But I'm freaking hooked on this coronavirus shit. I can't stop looking at it. Uh, I've stocked some stuff up at my house. I just needed to grocery shop real bad for one thing, but I bought me maybe like $150 worth of junk. Got plenty of litter for Kitty. Her cat food was buy one get one. We got several of that. I had no problem at all of getting my things, but you know what's gonna be in the southeast in a couple weeks? We don't know. There's even like rumors. I think a lot of these rumors stem from because there's rumors about Alabama, but it's probably stems because they're trying to send Diamond Princess people to Alabama, and Alabama said no. And so now you're getting all these extra rumors. We'll have to see what's going to happen. But the states need to really get their ball. And, you know, the CDC was holding on to the tests. The tests weren't working correctly or some shit. And this goes back even to China. We're having troubles with the tests. You're getting false negatives when you know people have the virus, which isn't good. And then you're getting once they're cured or whatever. I think 14.9% was the number I have was from to China saying that these are people they're testing positive for the virus, but they're better, and so they're like re-quarantining the people they've already quarantined. What you like? People's like, well, what the fuck does that mean? It could be just the test isn't good, or it could be what's called a biphasic virus, and one of the most classic biphasic viruses is going to be chicken pox. You get chicken pox, right? Usually when you're younger, and then it goes and hides in your spinal column or some shit, and then it comes back later in life as shingles. And I had a re-outbreak of shingle. I don't know if you call it shingle. A re-outbreak of chicken pox. It was like on the swell of my back, and that's when I was like. I had it when I was a little kid, and I had it when it came back when I was like 15 or 16. This might be what this shit is. It's a novel virus. We don't really fucking know what's going on and why people are still testing positive. It could be just the tests are bad. But we got to get some tests out here going in the United States. I think the CDC's opened it up so more people can test, but they need to decentralize this shit. And if there's going to be silly stuff where some states are, you know, like Hawaii, are saying go get your shit, and other ones are saying no, then so be it. At least it'll be staggered that way. But I implore you that if you don't have anything, just to go get some shit. The point of getting shit is so that you get it now while you can get it. Because it's not a panic, but people are going to buy every fucking thing. Everybody's going to buy dumbass stuff. They're going to buy 120 rolls of toilet paper. You're going to freaking get one or two things of water. No, that right there, that's hand soap. That was like hand soap that you would put in the dispenser. But people are going to buy dumb shit that they don't need to. And please go get some stuff now while it's still relatively calm in most of the country. Because this shit's going to... April... Suppose it... Like, Trump is right and he goes away in April. April's a month away. This shit's going to spread like maniac. Even the fear or the actual virus itself is going to just spread like stupid. And supposing it does go away in April... All that means is like we're leaving flu season while the bottom southern hemisphere is entering flu season, and then that might be great for Trump because we've conquered the virus. But what's going to happen is right come the general election around October, November, flu season starts back, and the shit's still going to be out there, and there's going to be no vaccine yet unless they break their own rules to get the vaccine early. It has to go through a bunch of trials and tests and periods. Before, and so the 2021 is when the vaccine's supposed to be ready. It ain't going to be ready in 6 months when this shit comes right back around. And I think I don't want to get too political, but it looks to me like the whole election is going to really tinge on this fucking thing because your economy's shot, and you're like, oh well, they'll increase interest, they'll decrease interest rates to bring it back. It's not going to happen very good because the basic fear is the same thing as going to China. Is if everybody's at their house, they're not buying shit and they're not working, and so your economy's fucked just because of that. But I had to get this shit out of my system because me and Chad are doing a podcast. I think I would have damn just freaking just overtaken it with coronavirus shit. I guess tell me if you want to keep hearing about this, or tell me the fuck off or whatever it is. I'll just go talk to the wall. I'll talk to Brian. We'll put Brian up and I'll talk to him about coronavirus shit that I've been reading and stuff. I guess I'm an armchair doctor. It's just I'm fascinated about it. I can't get enough.